Salvation Army was founded in 1865 by a man named William Booth. He was from a city in central England called Nottingham, where he had been a traveling preacher. Booth's initial plan was to reach out to poverty-stricken people, but the wealthy and middle-class church members of the day were less than keen to accept these people. With this setback, Booth had to find a more permanent organization that would not only be able to provide spiritual care for his new converts, but provide some structure and discipline as well. So William Booth and his wife Catherine set up the Christian Mission, and in 1878 they renamed it the Salvation Army. Hello, my name is Francis Ng. Welcome to this video presentation about the work of the Salvation Army in Malaysia. The Salvation Army made its entrance into Malaya in July 1938 when Adjutant Frederick Harvey arrived in Penang. He set up the first Salvation Army Corps and established a free school on the island. The post-war years were very challenging for everyone in Malaya, especially for many children who were orphaned and left lonely. The Salvation Army set up homes in Penang, Ipoh and Kuching, and these homes provided shelter, food and education. More importantly, a caring environment for these many hundreds of boys and girls who were displaced from their families. The Salvation Army is an international movement at work in over 110 countries around the world. We are an evangelical Christian church, and our message is based upon the Bible, with a mission to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in His name. The Salvation Army has become well known around the globe for its compassionate and caring services given without discrimination. Around the world, members of the Salvation Army wear uniform. They are known as soldiers. The church is called a corps, and the pastor is an officer with a rank such as captain or, like myself, a major. Worship at the corps is lively with singing, Bible readings and testimonies. But the Salvation Army is not just about praise and worship. We have a real concern for the welfare of people, and this is nowhere better illustrated than by the Army's work in Malaysia.
When my father passed away, my mother can't really take care of us.
Before we came into the Salvation Army, life was very poor. We live in very poor condition.
I found that my mother have no choice but bring us in.
And when the Salvation Army came in to help us, life has improved so much.
When I was small time, I just don't care about my life.
In the organization of the Salvation Army, I see the love they have for the people.
And then if someone were asking me, or teacher were asking me, what's your ambition? I say, I don't have.
The sincerity of those people who are actually serving in the Salvation Army.
They totally changed my life. Totally become another person.
These people who serve in the Salvation Army with sincerity and the love for God, this actually touched me.
In 2008, the Salvation Army celebrates its 70th anniversary in Malaysia. Caring for children and the elderly has become something of our trademark. With 7 children's homes and 2 elderly homes, the Salvation Army is well known for its work in residential care. The Salvation Army Children's Home in Kuching cares for over 50 boys and girls of various ages. Referred to the Salvation Army due to difficult family circumstances, these children attend local schools, but then live at the home where they enjoy a variety of activities. Having fun is an important part of caring. This is the Salvation Army Children's Home in Penang, a modern 4-story complex complete with dormitories, study rooms, games yard, and a computer room. Built in 1996, the home accommodates up to 50 children, although traditionally, the residents have been mostly boys. Vast open spaces and idyllic landscapes in Ipoh provide a beautiful setting for the Army's children's home and boys' home. With young people having suffered trauma and distress, it can be helpful to have physical space for them to run around and learn to play with others. Every child matters is the motto at the entrance of all the Army's homes. No child, however uneducated or neglected, is left behind. All are precious in God's sight. In 1992, the Salvation Army took over the Perak Home for the Aged in Jelapang near Ipoh. It sits on 6 acres of beautiful land where the elderly can enjoy their retirement. Joy Haven Home for the Elderly in Petaling Jaya is one of the Army's latest projects in Malaysia. Although the home provides meals and accommodation, residents are actually encouraged to continue living their life independently.
I was in the Chinese Methodist Church Taipei, and then the pastor recommended me here.
Met one friend, is a very, very old friend. He knows our difficulties. Then I said, my son got sickness. If one day he passes away, what shall I to do?
Everyone is very good to me. Captain also treat me very good.
And then my friend said, why not you ask the church, a pastor, to help you to find a home?
Then Molly took me. She came sedang dimakan dia.
So I thank God very much. He saved my life and provide me a very good place to live, food and clothing.
Feed me. Then kena sick. Feed me, I stay.
So I'm staying here. I'm very happy.
Then the morning, Captain come and ask me, you like to stay here? You like happy? I say I am happy.
The Salvation Army's Wings of Care reach out to people with special needs. Hope Haven Center for Special Children in Malacca provides education and daycare services to children with conditions such as Down syndrome, autism, and learning difficulties. Since the early days, Salvationists around the world have actively participated with and engaged in their local community. Every corps in Malaysia has their own expression of community outreach. The expression varies from place to place, depending on the needs in that community. But the spirit in which activities are carried out is the same. In Kota Kinabalu, Bintulu, Penang and Malacca Corps, the Army provides youth centers and programs designed especially for teenagers. These help to guide young people as they approach adulthood. The newest youth center is in Bintulu, which opened in March 2008. The Salvation Army community service teams are made up of soldiers in the Corps, volunteers, in some locations, professional social workers. The community service teams aim to facilitate positive change to underprivileged families and needy individuals in the community. This is done through counseling, by giving encouragement, and sometimes by providing material assistance like food hampers or educational materials for children. The Salvation Army is found around the globe caring for people in need. Whether they be homeless or unfortunate, the Salvation Army is usually found to be there with a helping hand. For people affected by natural disasters, the Army will often be one of the first on the scene. With its motto, Heart to God and Hand to Man, the Salvation Army is an organization that puts faith into action. And how do I know this to be true? Well, I'm proud to say that my life was changed by the Salvation Army. As a young boy, I lived here in Ipoh Boys Home, where officers and staff taught me many important things. Today, I thank God that I too can help the Salvation Army change lives.